While all the lovely people are out with friends and family as we draw more and more near to the holidays, I am doing as I have always done. Fulfilling my higher purpose in life, that being putting in another 300 hours into Destiny. Dear God, please send help.
It's about drive, it's about power. We stay hungry, we devour.
The only show on the internet where a man who is very confused about where he stands on Destiny 2 continues to be confused about Destiny 2. Which way is he gonna swing today? Does he hate it? Does he love it? And today I wanted to talk about the 30th anniversary event and what I think about it. I'm sure by now you've all seen the praising that people have been doing, and honestly, they're rightfully so to do it. That's right. Rylee Reloaded thinks that Bungie did a damn fine job on it all. You know, in my eyes, this whole year of Destiny content has been rather hit and miss. On one hand, you have these absolute bangers of seasons, like Season of the Chosen, Season of the Lost, and on the other hand, you have the stinky wet dog fart that was Season of the Hunt, and somewhere in the middle lies the Season of the Splicer. You know, I like to think of myself as a critic. No, not one of them. Don't you dare loop me in with one of them. Look at him. He can't even get past the tutorial of Cuphead. But I do so from a more casual perspective of the game. I look at what it does well and what it does bad, and in my time playing Destiny, there has been a lot of bad. But I'm finally happy to say that if this is the direction they continue to head in, then the Witch Queen stands a really good chance at being one of the best of Destiny's DLCs to show how strong the game really can be. With this 30th anniversary event, you even got Joker from Dark Side Royalty saying that it's got some good aspects.
As for Star Horse's Murder Time Fun Time, which is the free event that you can just log in and play, it's amazing.
That's like getting Eyes of Tomorrow to drop from the Vault of Glass. Or in my case, just getting Eyes of Tomorrow. But in this video, I want to talk about everything in the 30th anniversary event and what I think that it does well and what I think it'll do to the future of Destiny, because I do think that this pricing model is going to set a precedent, and we should make it set a precedent, at least in our own eyes, for what should come out of Bungie's studio. So right off the bat, I want to talk about the dungeon. That shit is masterclass, showing exactly what I would want from a dungeon. There's good length to it, and there is nothing funnier than slamming your buddies against a spike wall.
Lord.
That's amazing.
I don't think it's all that great.
Or launching them into the stratosphere at Mach 8. Do you have to launch ourselves? No!
No, I don't think so.
One of my favorite things to do in this dungeon are just annoy the shit out of them. They give you so many opportunities, just hit them with whatever you have. The amount of times I would take myself out and Survival Theory 4 just for the meme. Should have made the dungeon take longer, but boy was it sweet. The rewards are pretty great as well, even giving armor in the harder difficulty a reason to be farmed. You know, people were screaming from the rooftops that they don't have any room for seasonal artifact mods, and it feels bad to not have the option to build around that, because you're basically missing out the 2 slots on your arms if you're going for champion mods. But now with the new Artificer armor that you get from the master level of the new dungeon, you have an entire separate slot just for seasonal mods. It is fantastic and incentivizes people to play the harder one to get the better loot. It's a small variation that makes you want to seek out harder content instead of just being content with what you have, which is what I've been for the majority of my time playing Destiny. Once I got my good armor set, I am far too lazy to grind out sets. You know, there are people who will min-max, but I've already played this game like it's a full-time job, and there's still room to improve my armor and all that. Nobody got time for that, and if you do, please go outside. But it's armor that provides a tangible benefit. You know, Bungie is really starting to understand rewards and how to make them work, branching them out into the harder levels of content, like how they do with the Adept weapons and the Adept mods, making you work for better gear. And the thing is it's not so busted compared to its original counterpart that it completely breaks the game. And with the way they're starting to balance PvP in the Crucible, those things do shine more, but there is some drawbacks. Everything just works really well and it feels really good as well. These are the sort of reward structures that I was looking for. I actually now have a reason to change out my armor and not just slap on an ornament, and I'm hoping that they expand this system to other armors, but I can see how that could kind of get convoluted in the future when you have armor from this master level content and this one. You know, this one maybe can only apply special boot mods at like half the cost or something like that. That's why I'm glad I'm not a game designer. But the dungeon itself is well crafted, with many interesting encounters, but don't think for a second that I didn't see what they did there. You and I both know what you did, Bungie. Don't even try to hide the fact that this is just Gambit again. We're dunking moats again. But at least this time, it's in a more creative way. You know, we Guardians are all powerful paracausal beings that can alter reality and space-time around us, and we still spend most of our time dunking in our Jordans. Dares of Eternity is a great activity as well, but honestly, I was not expecting that tonal shift from Xur. One minute, he's this big, mysterious entity in the Destiny universe that no one really understands, and next, he feels like he's become one of the biggest meme lords in Destiny, going around with a Star Horse. It just gave me tone whiplash, and I feel like I went from playing this game about godlike entities trying their their best to survive in a hostile post-apocalyptic event to being in something that reminds me of Fortnite. I'm just waiting for them to add in The Rock. The moment I load into Destiny, it's like we're having an Ariana Grande concert. I am canceling my subscription to Light. I'm done. I'm out the door. Rylee Reloaded's over. You know, the worst travesty, though, is that in this event, they even made me talk to this guy. Man, I hate this guy. Zur pauses. Guardian, he begins, then wrings his hands. He takes a deep breath. These dares of eternity are not truly real. They are a paraversal reminder, and when the impossible horse leaves us, and the realities realign, they will disappear forever. It will be as though they never existed. My memories of hosting, of the time I spent with you, they will disappear along with the dares. Please keep the treasures of this place close, so that you are reminded of the time that we shared. Remember for me when I cannot. Zur's expression does not change, but you feel an aura of deep melancholy emanating from him. Yet mixed with that sadness, there is fierce pride. Guardian, Zur adds, thank you for playing. Despite the wackiness of it all, they were very smart with the way they wrote this in, and I actually really enjoyed this. Gave a little bit more character to Zur where previously you didn't really have that. The activity itself is fun and varied, and there's lots of ways to interact with it. It being in a game show like fashion, you never know how it's going to play out. It makes it more interesting than when everything stays the same, like how it did in Override, where you're just constantly doing the exact same thing over and over again. But once you've experienced everything inside of it, it can start to feel repetitive, and the amount they want you to grind in order to get all the catalysts and everything, you need to do 64 runs just to get the Forerunner catalyst. Dear God, I'm on 30 right now, and for some reason my PC is dying in the menus. Bungie dropped that update and is making me seriously consider health insurance for my PC. But maybe the repetitiveness just comes from my 1,600 hours in total in Destiny. You never know. But you can see all the ways that Bungie has been integrating the things that they've been learning since they shit the bed with Beyond Light. The vendor upgrades, the diverse weapon perk pool, avenues to upgrade your gear, better rewards for master level content. It's honestly kind of jarring to see coming from a place of major negativity with Destiny, because I'm not one of those people in this platform that always praise Bungie, as if they can do no evil. But I'm also one of the people who can look at it for what it is, and at least now I can finally see that they're putting in a damn good effort in this sort of thing. And I'm thinking that I may be right on the money in this video when I talk about the Witch Queen being a better DLC than the previous ones that we've had. In my eyes, The Taken King and Rise of Iron were my favorite DLCs just because the story was on point, everything was dark and foreboding, and we had tons of new content to play. Beyond Light fell relatively short and did not live up to my expectations. Forsaken was really good. That one definitely was where it needed to be. So at least in Destiny 2's lifetime, I'm hoping that the Witch Queen is on par with what we used to get. Now the weapons are fantastic. That Magnum feels better than 90% of the weapons in Destiny. That sidearm, I was taking down everything from every single range. And the swords and stuff, damn, they did a good job. I was not expecting an Arc Dark Drinker to drop out of the dungeon's loot boxes, and when it did, I was pleasantly surprised. And the amount of ornaments and stuff that we got is pretty great. We got a lot of content in there. But now, when talking about this release, I can't be all sunny and smiles all the time. The paid version does kind of concern me in a way. While I know that we get a ton of content to play, the pricing model is something that we should hold Bungie to going forward for future releases. Bungie is very smart with their marketing. They test the waters with things before they fully roll something out, and I can honestly see this as being a way to test their new pricing model for the dungeons that they stripped away from the rest of the game's seasons for Year 5. Now, while I enjoy all the content on offer since you have tons of emotes, a new activity, many ornament sets if you include every class, it is a very fair price point of $25 in the States. But I'm in Canada, Here, it was $30. Our economy blows. Send money. But with every dungeon going forward, if they're going to keep their price like this, with every dungeon going forward, I'm hoping that they offer this amount of content. If they start charging me $30 and I just get the dungeon, I swear to God, that better be the best damn dungeon I've ever played. The game already cost $230 just to get caught up until the Witch Queen, before everything is vaulted. And then if you add the $80 on top to get the Witch Queen and all the dungeons coming in the next year, that's almost $300 and something, which is just an insane price point for any game. And the fact that they're getting this out of me, oh boy. But there is no doubt in my mind that they're testing the waters for something, because Bungie does tend to overstep and then roll it back and then step forward just a little bit again. until it becomes commonplace and the community just forgets about what had happened. But I don't know. I'm really hoping that Bungie at this point has turned a new leaf because of all the stuff I've heard and the amount the community managers are actually being vocal and talking to the community and addressing concerns. Trying to get Bungie to even talk to you in the past was like trying to get the Traveler to talk to you. So just the fact that they're saying hi is a big step forward, and that's a sad thing to say. But they're doing a really good job lately. I can't deny that. They're putting in the work. But I have a feeling that if we don't hold this model down, eventually we're going to get caught with something that we don't want. Now call me a skeptic. I'm just trying to be a little careful here. Bungie doesn't have the best track record. I like their game. I played a lot of hours in it. They've just been soaked in controversy for almost the entirety of Destiny's lifespan. So when I say be cautiously optimistic, that's basically all I can do with Destiny at this point. I don't trust him. But out of everything that I've gotten in this pack, I have to say that I'm really impressed. It was a good time. I just had fun with it. It's keeping me busy until the dawning, and then the dawning will keep me busy until January, and then there'll be another break. I'll say that Bungie has filled the season out and the year out really well. But that's what I think of the new Dares of Eternity, Grasp of Avarice, and Bungie's 30th anniversary event as a whole. Let me know what you think about it down below. I've been Rylee. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.